Hello, and welcome to Nights in the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 15 covering scene 11. Last time, we were joined by the armored maiden whose name is Maria. She fought in the last scene and got enough kills to complete a monster matrix. It's pretty much an introductory scene for her, so the player could try her out in combat. After that, we moved on to the next scene and came face to face with a boss. So, let's pick up where we left off. Alright, here we are at the scene. It's going to be business as usual, get the lay of the land and then decide how to handle it. So, Maria's back. If you notice, her vitality has been restored to 7.77, so we can use her as much as we like. As long as we don't exhaust her, the next time she comes back, she'll have 7.77 vitality. Her loyalty has risen to 6%, which is ultimately useless because we can't transsoul her. But since we use her in battle, that's why her loyalty went up. Finally, she's level 21 now. Before she was only level 20, so the game has scaled her up as appropriate. Alright, Walder Wallace is an archer we can recruit. We have the yellow banner, so we do have the key item that he wants. Here's an NPC, Gilder River Castle or something. Whatever, we have his key item. And Salida Great Fox, we have her key item as well. There is an empty spot on the field where I can put any knight I like on there. So I go ahead and load up our Lance Knight, Alonso, so that he can move into position. There's one obstacle on the field, a treasure box right there, and it contains a key item, so we'll have to deal with that. And finally, the elephant in the room, the boss. It's a pretty cool portrait, I love the colors. Rivulia. Now if you notice, we have a yellow banner for this boss as well. So somewhere along the way we picked up a key item that means something to our boss. We're going to use it during this round. There was a key item for the werewolf, the first boss we fought, but I actually missed it, so I couldn't show it off. Alright, loading up some weapons. A bow for the archer, a lance for the lance knight, and Maria will use either one. If I highlight the lance, she lights up, yep, I'll use it. If I highlight the bow, yep, I'll use it. So she doesn't give a shit, she'll use any weapon. I'm going to start loading up some key items. Foreign gun for Walder. And then I throw on the boss's key item so that it's there when I want it. Okay, having said all that, I think we're ready to go. We're going to open up that treasure box, deliver key items, recruit people, and then hopefully kill the boss.
Engage! Let's do this.
Walder's referring to Stale, the archer we just most recently recruited. Those blue columns hurt quite a bit. Yeah, 12 seconds off my time. That hurts. Oh, Maria doesn't seem to be intimidated at all by the boss. Gilder here is referring to Michel. However, he doesn't exist anymore. We transsold him away to Johann. Alright, moving Alonso into position. Alright, key item was gotten. Oh, and then I eat shit from that blue column. Now, Alonso doesn't do very much damage here. He only gets 21% of his max potential, and I believe that's because of the height disparity. So he's not going to be able to do much. I start moving Maria into position, and right now what the boss is doing is filling her charge or rage meter at the bottom. which I completely ignore because I want Maria in position. There we go. Suck it in, Wisp. This attack, you just kind of have to weave through the stars. At this point, I'm almost out of time, so I decide to farm for gems. And there's the end of the round. The game didn't seem too impressed with how I did, but that's fine. We got some key items delivered, and we got the thing out of the treasure box. Alright, at this point I remove Alonso and I put in Johan. Johan's in position now where he can hit the treasure box and destroy it, and he can also hit the boss itself. So we'll throw on a axe for Johan, and Maria will use the axe too. Like I said, she doesn't care what weapon she uses. Fancy tea set for one of the NPCs, and my inventory is loaded up, so it's time to start the round.
Engage!
Now this is interesting. Rivulia mentions her lord, but the name she gives is Zolganark, not Cape Horn. Interesting. Alright, I start pounding on the treasure box to destroy it. The boss begins charging her rage meter, but I ignore it because I want that treasure box destroyed. So she's getting pretty close to maxing out her rage, at which point she'll do a super move. With this attack, she does max out her rage, and I don't notice it right away, so I don't give her the key item, and as a result, she gets to pull off her super move. Alright, here we go. So it begins with those things spinning. You have to get out as soon as you can, otherwise you're trapped and you eat a lot of shit. And dodge the pieces. There we go. And to top it off, she sends more stinking stars at me. At this point, I really wanted to hide, but I had already charged my archer, so I didn't want to forfeit the time I spent charging him, so I had no choice but to go ahead without hiding.
The enemy's hurt. This is it.
Farming for more gems, since it's the end of the round. Alright, we made some progress. The enemy's health went from 20,000 to 14.6 thousand, so we're making progress. Alright, I still have a key item to get rid of. A plane for Gilder. I also pull out Walder and throw in Dreas. He's our permanent archer.
Engage!
So apparently he was cut off by the roadblock Rivulia. And again, she mentions her lord Zolganark. I began using Maria here more often. It really makes sense to use Maria as much as possible so that she spends her vitality, which is going to get replenished. I just gave the key item to the boss. Her rage meter was full, so I quickly gave her the key item, and then that removed all the rage. Furthermore, the rage meter will now gain rage slower. It won't be as fast. Alright, the rage meter is nearly full again. It maxes out at a lower level every time you remove health from the boss. So she'll be able to start the next round with her super move if she chooses to. Okay, I do one last check to make sure there's no more key items to get rid of, and nope, they're all gone. So we can start fighting. And again, it really makes more sense to use Maria as much as possible. Let her spend her vitality because it'll be restored next time we use her. Here comes the super move again. So get out of the middle. And then wait it out. Maria actually hits for a lot of damage too, so there's that. Alright, boss is nearly dead. Her rage meter is full though. Can Maria finish her off in time? And she gets her. So, during the inventory screen, I leveled up a couple knights. Then this happened. So, Bonita is gone. She's permanently out of the game. I transferred her to Johann because he was at his level cap and he couldn't level up anymore. But more importantly, she gave him a big boost to his Chaos Index, which I definitely want to see as high as possible. We've gotten by on very few trans-souls so far in this game, but they are inevitable. Sooner or later, all our main knights are going to need to receive trans-souls to keep up with the game. And that brings us to the next scene. So, what did we just learn? First off, after we killed the boss, Maria made a peculiar comment. Something about being surprised that his minions were in a place such as this. She seems to know more than we do at this point. Moving on, in the flashback we saw the entrance of Rivulia, who made a blockade that cut off the castle from communication. We have seen Walder, the archer we just recruited, in a previous flashback, in which he and some other knights rushed Rivulia in an attempt to get at least one knight through. I think it's implied that they didn't pull it off. Anyway, we just saw a cutscene in which a shadowy thing named Zolganark tried to call out to Rivulia, but got no response. Yelma came up and talked to the Zolganark thing pretty casually, and she said that she placed a servant in Fort Gerhard, which should be a match for any resistance. I guess we'll see about that. And that leaves us ready for the next scene. It's starting to look like Cardinal Capehorn and his lackeys are only one part of what's going on here. We'll press on to find more answers. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.